Yes. Good morning and welcome to the October residents meeting. It's so nice to go outdoors in the morning and feel cool air. And I think maybe the heat of the summer has finally passed. At this time, I'd like to ask Bill Waddell to give the invocation. Yeah, you can stand right there.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for the decreasing level of the pandemic and for our staff who have established procedures that have kept our community free from the virus. We're also thankful for the members of our staff who have made many sacrifices to serve the communities in ways that they have been so comforting and helpful. Father, we're asking for your assistance in finding qualified individuals to fill staff vacancies who would assist in restoring the sense of community to the level of relationship and service that existed prior to the pandemic. We are thankful for what is being accomplished and are blessed to be living as members of the Westminster Village community. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. I would now like to introduce you Bobby Dwyer, who is going to give us a recap, a report on the...
Thank you, Bill. I'd like to thank Resident Council President Catherine Lindstrom for her guidance during this very unusual time for nominations to the Resident Council. The three council members, Bernie Curry, Judy Starbuck, and Bill Waddell, would normally rotate off the council due to their time of service. With the unusual circumstances of this year, the past 8 months of not having open resident council presentations, these chairmen have requested the opportunity to stay on the council for one more year. With the bylaw change made with our resident vote, those three will be on the ballot to run for one more year of service. People being interviewed and interested in serving on the council have chosen to wait one more year before running for a council seat. With this situation, the nominating committee has chosen to not present an opposing list of nominees. There will be a place for nominations on the ballot. With this situation, a few residents have openly opposed this decision. I'm hoping those residents will pursue being a nominee or volunteer for the nominating committee this coming year when Westminster Village has returned to normal. We're looking for presentations, resident participation, business, entertainment, fundraising, and simple pleasures. We will have them returning, hopefully, by the first of the year. I'd like to thank Lou Bates and Marilyn Hart for their participation on the nominating committee this difficult year. I'm Bobby Dwyer for the Resident Council's Nomination Committee.
Thank you, Bobby. I would like to clarify, there were a couple of names in there that were on last year's rollover. This year we have 3 incumbent resident council members running for re-election. They are Judy Starbuck, Mimi Severs, and Sue Henderson. You will be voting in November, but at the annual meeting in December, there are no nominations allowed from the floor, if we have one. But if you are interested in serving on the Residents' Council, there is a provision that you can petition the Residents' Council, have 10 residents supporting you, signing on to your petition, and your name will be placed on the ballot. So even if the nominating committee hadn't approached you, you still have the option of running for Residents' Council. And I wanted to make sure that you understood that. That petition with 10 residents signing on would have to be given to me by the 1st of November. What's next? At this time, our secretary is going to talk to you about the minutes.
Thank you, Catherine. Madam President, the Westminster Village Residents Association meeting minutes dated September 8th have been duly transcribed and distributed. I move they be adopted.
I second that. I second it.
All approved, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? With that, the motion to accept the minutes as presented is approved. And now I'll ask for the treasurer's report.
Hi, everyone. I'm giving the report for the month of September, and we began the month on September 1st with a balance in the bank account of $12,106.53. We received deposits to the Employees Gift Fund. These were for the Employees Lunch Fund in the amount of $2,712. And we also received a deposit to the Caring Lenders Fund in the amount of $50. I wrote 2 checks to Westminster Village to reimburse them for the employees' lunches for a total of $1,700. So we ended the month on September 30th with a balance in the bank account of $13,168.53. And the breakdown on that is the Employees Gift Fund balance was $8,724.98. The Caring Lenders Fund balance was $4,443.55 for a total balance in the bank account of $13,168.53. And I just want to take this opportunity right now to thank all of you that have donated so far to our Employees Holiday Gift Fund. Donations have been coming in briskly, but we still need the rest of you who have not donated yet to please do so that we can give all of our wonderful employees a very generous check at the holiday season. If you have not yet donated, you should have a red envelope floating around on your desk somewhere that looks like this. And you may put your donation in that and drop it in the internal mail, and I will get it and be very grateful. You're also going to receive a gentle reminder notice from me later this week. So if you have already given, please disregard that notice, but if you haven't, we would certainly appreciate your donations for our wonderful, wonderful employees who've worked under very unusual circumstances this year and have really gone far and above and beyond. So we'd like to give them a wonderful holiday. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Judy Starbuck from Activities. Our Activities Committee has provided many opportunities for all of us to remain active and involved. Thank you to our terrific team, Bree, Krista, and Anna, for all their hard work. Our October news is exciting. In lieu of holding a holiday craft boutique, we are inviting residents to prepare their crafts to sell. These crafts will be in the display cases around campus. The items will have price tags and residents will be able to purchase them. The Halloween celebration will begin with our door decorating contest. The categories are spookiest, funniest, and most original. It's time to show off your creativity for Halloween. The judging will take place on Wednesday, October 28th. Also, there will be a costume contest parade in the cul-de-sac for everyone. Watch for details. Soon, there will be a nail technician in the beauty salon, probably by the end of October. On a regular basis, there will be the games in Nuremberg: tie-dyeing, bracelet making, chair volleyball, ping pong, bocce, coloring, painting, let's talk books, knitting, crochet, and bingo. Wow. Be sure to watch for the monarch butterflies. And that's the end of the activities report. Have a great month.
Hello everyone, I'm Joanne Benzer. Happy to be giving the Health Services Committee report today. Some new things to tell you about, some things to remind you of, as usual, from this incredible part of our Westminster Village. Home Health has started the audiology clinics again. They will be held twice monthly. The podiatry clinics will be held 3 times monthly. Again, it'll be in your flyers, but I wanted to be sure those of you that needed those services were reminded to look for them. The flu clinics are scheduled for October 21 and 22. They are on a scheduled basis. If you have any questions at all about your time or about what's going to occur, please give Kathy McDaniel a call. And I thought this was a pretty interesting fact. They continue to do the COVID-19 checks for those of us that leave campus. It got so high as to 125 residents that were on that list at one time, so almost half of the residents. It's down to 70, thank goodness, but anyway, I thought those figures were pretty interesting when I saw them. From Summit, unfortunately, Selah has left, but we have a nice gal in her place. Her name is Lindsay. She started last week, and she has been with Summit for 4 years. I think you're going to enjoy working with Lindsay. Mobility chair evaluations. This is something I didn't even know about until I read this one. So they do evaluations. If you're interested, contact Summit and let them know you are. In-house classes have begun. I suspect those of you that are into classes down there have already seen that, but they are in the flyers. The gym is now spaced appropriately, and they've designed it on a circuit basis. So those of you that are familiar with that in the gym world, pretty excited about that being the way it's set up. So take advantage of it if you like the gym facilities here. Residents reported that they really liked having the treadmills and the cycles nearer their homes around campus. So for the time being, they're going to remain where they are. And our committee suggested that aerobics could probably go to 8 people. So somebody's going to take that under consideration. In Sackton, the big news really was last week when the separation occurred, and Sackton people are now allowed to come to our dining facilities in independent living, can go to classes, can just participate in anything on the independent living side. So if you have someone that you know that's been in assisted living, or is in assisted living, I should say, give them a call, invite them to come down. I'm sure that they'll be more than happy to hear from you. In Wyrick, Todd reports that the in-person visits are going well. Very important piece here, the dogs are back. Eli and Stella are back on property. And 2 important accommodations. Health Services Advisory Group commended Westminster Village for being the safest such campus in the area. And the National Guard were here to do some training, and they actually were very, very, very impressed with our systems. Again, said they were the best that they had ever seen. Regarding the Wyrick remodel, no, we haven't heard much about that lately. It's been on hold, but it's kicking up again. The task force has met and will continue to meet. They're seeing some drawings. The basic thing they're going to be doing over the next month or so is deciding what phase they want to do first. So you'll be hearing more about it again, but it's well represented from our side, the health services side, by Todd and Bonnie Cornell. Heart to Heart, another project that I'm involved with and actually reports into health services, is going along very, very nicely. We have 14 neighborhoods, 12 of which are active, doing things, and pretty exciting things. Fun has begun. Some people that needed help have been given that help. So it's working very nicely. I have great hopes for it to continue. And if any of you have any questions about it, don't hesitate to call me or email me about it. Thanks very much.
I'm Frank Hetherington in the Marketing Committee. I would like to start by saying that the marketing staff has been working very hard and doing a great job in a very difficult time. Some of the numbers we have are there's 22 new units available. 17 of these units are sold. 6 more units are actively showing and to interested persons. At the current time, there's a wait list of 266 people. That's down a little from previous times, but probably very good considering the situation in the rest of the state. Also, they are working very hard to start to clear out apartments so that they can be rented. So things are starting to pick up and look more promising. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Bernie Curry, and I've got October Plan Ops report to go through. First of all, we'll talk about the personnel deals with the maintenance, security, housekeeping, and landscaping people. In maintenance, we've got a new hire that should be starting either this week or next week, and that'll bring us up to 4. We're looking to be full staffed at 5, so we're still looking for another maintenance person. We now have 3 landscapers. We would like to have 5, so we're still looking for 2 landscapers. Security has hired some new people, and they are full staff now. Housekeeping is 1 housekeeper short of a full staff also. So we look like we're in pretty good shape that way. Other than that, Tom Tucker is leaving us. He will leave on January 19th is his last day, and he'll surely be missed by a lot of people. The sleeves on the railing by the hot tub are really in bad shape, and so are the cloth sleeves on the railings by the H1 door. That's really in bad shape also. And new sleeves have been ordered, but they take some time to make, and they're pretty expensive stuff. Maintenance is also testing the old sprinkler timers and valves around the property because they notice that a lot of them have been malfunctioning, and they're replacing the ones that don't work right. I guess it's been quite a while. After about 8 or 9 years, a sprinkler valve just doesn't work anymore with hard water around here. Looks like Scottsdale's red tape has killed the permanent guard shack out front. They've been giving us a hard time on trying to get the permits and everything to build that guard shack, and it would have cost between $30,000 and $35,000. So we put that on the hold, and it doesn't look like we're gonna do it. The Jayhawk Lounge, there's been rumors that it will get reopened and put back together, and that should be good news for a lot of people. We're gonna be starting to scalp the lawns in the back area and out by the J door, such that we can start to plant the winter grass. That should be very allergenic when they scalp the lawns, because there'll be a lot of dust in the air and a lot of people have allergy problems. The patio plantings outside of the Garden Cafe in the courtyard by the post office and the Garden Cafe, they don't do well there. So we're looking at pulling some of those plantings out and replacing the area with a artificial ground cover, so we don't have to worry about things dying. We're also going to replace the lights there with some more upgraded and modern lights. That's basically all the news that we have for plan ops for the month of October. We're looking to get up to full staff. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Sandra Harris, Chairperson of the Dining Services Committee. The Garden Cafe has opened for dining in for breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. In addition to delivery and pickup service. Reservations can be made if you wish. We have hard copies of the Garden Cafe menus, which you can pick up at the reservation desk, or we can send you a copy to your room if you would like one to be delivered. The anniversary dinner was a sellout for 48 residents. The surf and turf dinner with champagne was very well received. The Jayhawk Lounge will be opening up early in November so that we can have happy hour and appetizers. So that will be something nice to look forward to. The farmers market is held once a month on the first Wednesday from 1 o'clock to 2:30. It has been very successful, and when you get the flyer, on the back side is an order form checklist, and if you'd like to have your produce delivered, you can fill out that form and place it on the grocery basket on the table in front of the Garden Cafe, and your produce items can be delivered to you. We're going to have a Mexican lunch on Saturday, October 17th. The flyers are out, and you're welcome to make your reservations for Mexican lunch on October 17th. I want to welcome new employees for dining services and to thank our continuing wonderful dining services employees who help us with their great service day in and day out. We are very, very appreciative. Thank you.
I'm going to adjourn the meeting at this time, but we do have a special speaker today. Tom Winkleman is going to be talking to the residents, so hold on for that.
Thank you for the invite today to talk to the residents about what's going on, hopefully after COVID. As we've talked about a lot, the numbers in Arizona and across the country continue to trend in a pretty good way. We're seeing a slight uptick, but we are looking at after COVID at this point, and we're looking at how do we come out of this crisis stronger than we went into it. And with that, there's also a couple of changes on my leadership team. So we're really gonna be talking about what does 2020 last quarter and beginning of 2021 look like from a leadership team perspective at Westminster Village. Over the last 30 days, I received 2 resignations from my leadership team, major players. First one we've talked about was Leslie Midkiff. I think Leslie's been here close to 20 years at this point, plays a major role in the leadership team and the direction that Westminster Village has gone in over the past 19 years and moving forward. And then Tom Tucker has let us know that he's not going to renew his contract. And Tom Tucker and Michael Tucker have been here 20 plus years, I think, and play a major role of what happens in your day-to-day life as residents. You know, we know they do a lot more than just fixing your computers. So those 2 changes make a major change to my team. COVID has made a major change to what we're doing. And over the last 3 months, we've really been looking at what should our team look like? How do we come out of COVID stronger than we went into it? And that means those 2 people aren't easy to change. There's not a Tom Tucker out there that we hire and put in that place. There's not a Leslie Midkiff we hire and put into that place. So we're going to do a pretty major shakeup to my leadership team. And this is going to start in November, and it's going to go through really mid-January, the first quarter of 2021. So there'll be a lot of people moving jobs over the next 90, 120 days in order to fill some of those holes that are left with those 2 changes. So the first thing that's going to happen is we have made an offer to somebody to fill the sales and marketing director position for residential services area. That person's going to start on November 2nd, and their focus is going to be different than Leslie's was. Leslie's was much more than selling and marketing independent apartments. She was a part of communications, she was a part of a whole bunch of other pieces because of the time she's been in that job. Again, didn't feel we could go out and find somebody who was going to be a person-to-person replacement, so we're gonna dissect her job a little bit. That new marketing person will start in November. The other thing that's gonna happen in November is Megan is going to move out of the concierge and her current role, and concierge and activities is gonna start reporting to Mike Charles. When we hired Mike, it was about 1.5 years ago now, one of the things we had talked about was eventually my goal was to move concierge and activities into that area because it makes sense that all of operations fall under one person. So that's going to happen on November 9th. Megan's going to stick around in that area for a couple of weeks so that Mike doesn't just get it one day and he's now on his own. Mike will decide within a couple of weeks probably that, all right, it's time for Megan to move out of that role. When that happens, Megan's going to move into the HR director role. So she's going to become our human resources director on December 9th. And again, that's purposeful. Coming out of COVID, one of the things we know is if we didn't break the culture here at the campus, we bent it pretty darn good. There's a person here, and again, we have a lot of people on our team who understand culture, but from an employee standpoint, I don't think there's anybody better to fit that position than Megan. We have a great HR team. Kim has done a tremendous job of putting in a new payroll system and all new programs, but it's time for somebody who's going to be excited in that role and going to make sure all new staff that we bring in understand culture is the #1 thing here at this campus and that we come out of this stronger than we went into it. So December 9th, that's actually December 7th, Megan will move into the HR director role. And then Kim's going to stick around just like Megan did with Mike for a couple of weeks, and at some point Megan's going to say, okay, Kim, time for you to go to your next role. So Kim in January will go to a role that Leslie used to do, and we know because of COVID, Leslie used to do this and it was about 10% of her job. During COVID, it became one of the most important things we do, and that's communications. So we're going to create a position out of that, and it's going to be a communications and community outreach position. Kim, who's our current HR director, is going to go into that role with a goal of is how we've communicated during COVID. We need to communicate after COVID and there further on. We also need to communicate better with the outside world, and that role will be in place to do that. So again, I think that's going to be a strong move. We end up with the same amount of positions. We're just rotating who's doing what. We also know in January, Tom Tucker's and Michael Tucker will be their last day. Sometime in December, we'll talk about how we replace a piece of what they do. So your tablet's not working, you're having computer problems. Those are the easy parts of replacing Tom and Michael Tucker. And those won't be easy. The hard part is how do we replace those things that they do that weren't a part of their job description they didn't get paid for. Coming in and caring about you every day. Giving the hugs that sometimes we were happy about, sometimes we weren't so happy about. But again, there's nobody out there that's going to replace a Tom and Michael Tucker. We will have somebody on campus who is doing the replacement of fixing your computer, setting up your tablet, setting up your TV, those kinds of things. And we're still going to have to figure out how do we replace that other part that's much needed and again doesn't fit in the job description. So that will happen as well. And eventually, sometime in April, Leslie will no longer be an employee. She's given a long notice. She will probably be a consultant for a little bit, helping with branding and big picture branding. But the marketing director will be a piece of that, the HR director, and then Kim. All three of those will be a piece of eventually having Leslie's job go completely away. Again, a lot of changes. There'll be an org chart out in the next couple of days. That org chart won't be effective until all of those changes are in place. So we'll put the dates on there. And again, all of the dates I've given are on and around dates. I expect there'll be some headache during this as everybody's making some changes. But again, this is the way we feel we can best come out of COVID. It's the way we think we can have everybody having the energy we need coming out of COVID and working in the areas where their talents are going to be the best for Westminster Village. So again, stop by, call me, send me emails. Happy to answer any questions. Again, I hope you'll have the faith that we're moving in the right direction. We're moving quick enough to do what's right, but slow enough to make sure that everybody gets the opportunity to be successful in those new roles. Thank you.